What is meant for you won't miss you. Have you ever heard that quote before? I'm sure you do. If you are here consuming some self improvement, self development content, I'm sure you heard that idea. And while it's really cute and it looks wonderful, because if you believe that what's meant for you won't miss you, it has that kind of like magical appealing and manifestation vibes that, hey, I'm all into. But I realized that for a long, long time, I love that idea. I love that idea. And I use it to kind of like to move through life, to justify some things. I'm like, but what's meant for you will come. It will eventually come. What's meant for you won't miss me. But here's a part that I don't feel it's talked about enough, especially in this space. So here we are. I might be controversial, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I will love, 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 love to know what are your takes on this. My personal take on that, on the phrase that what's meant for you won't ever miss you, is that it's beautiful, but it helps justify the lack of action, the lack of decision making, the lack of effort. And here's why I say those things. If you base your, and I hear this a lot in terms of relationships, I hear this a lot with new entrepreneurs, around clients and work. Um, and it is wonderful to have a hopeful, a positive outlook of life. That's 10 out of 10. Perfect. But when you use that as a justification for staying exactly where you are, because if what's meant for you won't miss you, that means that even if you stay at home every day, all day, the love of your life is gonna knock on your door. And I feel like that's when things kind of like go wrong. Because we have an epidemic of people that are feeling lonely, but instead of going out there and actually connect with human beings, we are staying home, watching Netflix or whatever you want to watch, ordering food in, while crying or complaining that we are lonely. And again, have your self care days, have 1, 2, 3 nights a week, whatever you feel that you need to rest, to pamper yourself, to stay in, to not get overstimulated. But come on, people, let's not complain about things that we're not willing to change. The same thing it's with opportunities, with new things. If you think that what's meant for you won't miss you, it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous because it gives you all the time and all the space in the world to just chill. And if you have been listening to my last couple of videos, I'm talking a lot about how I am now in a season of saying yes to most things. Because I've been, or I was, for almost a year in this position of expecting something to happen, waiting for something to happen. And using a little bit of this what's meant for you won't miss me philosophy. And you know what that got me? Barely anything. I would say nothing, honestly. All the things that I got, all the things that I made happen, it was because I put myself out there. I was in the arena where things were happening, not I was not passively waiting for the opportunities to knock on my door. I was out there. And it's really dangerous to think that all you have to do is stay in and things will come. And I say this because not only I did that, but I have friends or people that I know that do that a lot, of just staying in, chilling, not socializing, not getting out there. And it's okay. We all have seasons of a little bit more isolation. But if that's the normal, if that's the standard, then most probably things won't happen. Things won't happen easily and like simply because you are minimizing your chances of success, of anything happening. Let's put a really clear example. And I'm going to bring a little bit of my, wave a little bit of my story in. You want to meet someone. You say you are lonely. And this could be meeting friends or meeting a partner, a romantic partner, whatever it is. You feel lonely, you feel like you don't have enough connection in your life, you don't have whatever. Who's more likely to actually get to the other side of that? The person who just stays in and just manifest, quote unquote, and just thinks and actually believes that what's meant for them won't ever miss them, but in the meantime it's just staying inside doing the same thing that she or he always did, and yeah, relying on maybe online things for something to happen. Or the person who says, hey, I'm gonna do something that I know it's really uncomfortable, that I don't really like, but I don't know if I don't really like, but that I know that it's uncomfortable and that it's out of like the normal thing that I always do, and I'm gonna go to one event a week. A networking event, a community gathering, a speed dating event if you want. Whatever that is. Who has more chances of actually connecting with someone? Of actually finding their people? It's easy to see it that way. But sometimes we are so quick to believe that, yeah, what's meant for us will never, ever miss us. And whatever is not is going to just leave out of our life. And yeah, sometimes it works that way. But in order for that thing to find you, you are going to likely have to be out there. That's the case, what happened with my current boyfriend. I met him at an event that it was called Conscious Conversation or something like that. I went there because I had arrived here in Bali. That was last year. I was here for 2 whole weeks without interacting with any human being because I actually wanted it. I was like overstimulated from a lot of traveling and being around people all the time. So I consciously chose to be completely alone for 2 weeks. And at some point, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go and meet people and make friends. I wasn't even looking for a partner, not at all. Like I was actually trying to like go all the other way, like completely against that, completely avoiding that. But I wanted friends. So I'm like, okay, this event sounds good. It was like a low pressure environment. It was like a coffee on a Sunday with 8 new people. And it says that they were going to have like cards and like question things to like make the conversations flow and don't make it like necessarily awkward. So I was like, that's perfect. That's all I need. I know there is like a safety net. And worst case scenario, if I hate it, I stay there for 10-15 minutes. I drink my coffee and I say that I am feeling bad and I go. I ended up going there. Not only I meet my current partner, I meet a couple that I'm still friends with. We travel together and they are incredible. And I spent most of my trip here last year around them. So I met the people that I spend the next 2 months almost every day with, only because I went to that event. And yeah, it's not going to be 100% success. This time I've been to many events, and in most of them, I met kind of like, yeah, okay, cool people, but not people that are going to be my friends. That's okay. And I understand that that's the tiring part, and that's the part that no one wants to go through. We all want to just go to one event, meet people, and that's it. Of course, yeah, that'd be amazing, but that's not how life works. The same with this. So I invite you, if you have, or if you are someone who tends to think that way, ask yourself if you believe that, but you are actually putting yourself out there. That is great, because of course, if you are out there, you're gonna match the energy with the people that are meant for you. That's awesome. The opportunities that are aligned with you are gonna find you, but they are not gonna find you if you stay home and yeah, you don't create surface, or you don't create opportunities for those things to happen. So if you are right now in that end, I invite you to really consider, what are you afraid of? Maybe you're afraid of rejection or of getting out of your comfort zone. That is completely normal. That it's okay. But what is that fear costing you? That fear might be costing you meeting new people, having new opportunities, doing new things. So, which one is going to win? It's always up to you at the end of the day. But I feel this is so, so, so important. And only the fact that what's meant for you will find you doesn't mean that you can be all passive and just waiting for that thing to knock on your door. Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you again tomorrow.